Okay, I'm not sure if anyone can see the stream up. Just up. Your ship for Gtsa. Welcome to no one. Got some cars on track heading out. First viewer joining possibly the laggiest night of Gtsa in 2025. Lobbies crashing, drivers crashing, chaos, carnage, late reveal, mystery boxes, riddles. What is going on? We're following SMP3 Pro around Sardinia B at the moment. Tonight's race, GR4s, round 8. It's the second last of the GR4 races. We have one more round of GR3. Welcome Albert. Very bad lag tonight. Hope it stays away for pool 1. These guys have been battling to open the lobby and join. We've only got 12 guys in at the moment as well, so hopefully we can get started and nothing happens. Last week was already a long night, so we're going to give it a try and see what happens. But if you've joined, let us know how your race went. Uncle Babby's fan club in the house saying hello. Just quickly, while they're still trying to get drivers in, going to go and share this stream link on social media, so give me a sec. Evening Mr. Stings, I see you in the chat there. Well hosted in pool 3. Robin Williams, not the Robin Williams, otherwise I'd be very worried, but welcome to the chat. That's Robin from SMA, I must think. If anyone's bored and feels like jumping on a party chat with me, I'm just opening it now quickly. Looks like if you can hear me, that's good. I'll try again just now, but it's still not letting me start a party. Weird PSN issues tonight. Shay's saying she worries for this Alpha with Uncle Babby. Hopefully he can pull something. Well, I can tell you it's a very tyre wear intensive race. D-Man, also a good race by you. I was looking forward to a little bit of a battle, but we had an incident on lap 1. I think it was just lag. Horrible qualifying in pool 3, but we made it back to 4th, so it's all good. That SRC sideways says go TNR, I think. I just caught a glimpse as it went away. So the rules for tonight, for those that don't know, it's must use all 3 compounds of tyres, so the softs, the mediums and the hards. Can be quite strategic where and when you use them. You don't want to get caught in traffic, get held up on your fast laps. You enjoyed the combo, glad to hear it. I think Stings made a joke with me about practicing. I'll be honest, this was pretty much a combo I was contemplating between this or Sardinia C, which is even more chaotic. But I actually fell asleep at 4 o'clock because my dog kept me awake last night. So when I woke up it was 10 to 5 and I didn't have time to test settings. So I just came to this combo from about 2.5 years ago, and I changed the settings a little bit. Took a lap off, added a little bit less fuel. I put heavy damage on and 1 or 2 other things. So literally my first lap was after everyone else. I just set it, edited it, got up, went and made coffee, walked around, and then did 40 minutes practice between 6 and 6:45. So definitely no advantage of knowing the combo, because I was fast asleep and didn't get to actually do the combo I wanted. Yeah, the lag was also horrible. I see Thunderdome's managed to make it into the room. It's one of the guys we're waiting for. I think Steele's also battling one of our title contenders, Panic Potato, with his unicorn. He never has luck with the internet. If you've worked out the riddle yet. Hey Matt, how's it going? Matt's not carrying... Matt, were you in pool 2 this week? Did you make it up? I missed that. We've got Steele getting in. We're going to do a triple reset and start qualifying now that we've got 14 out of the 15 drivers. We can't give the answer away. You still got till Sunday 5 PM to get the riddle. Send it to me on Discord private chat. I will tell you what the riddle said though. If I can find it. Every time they do a reset for the triple reset I get nervous here. There we go. So the riddle was, in lands where ancient cuspars stand, a warning rises from the sand. Not a word but a picture clear, it tells of humped ones drawing near. With your car you pause and snap, capturing the scene in a single tap. So for the 16 guys who've worked it out so far, they are going to be in the lucky draw on probably Monday. For the rest of you, put your thinking caps on and DM me the answer. Yeah, so you've still got lots of time till Sunday. It's going to hit you in the face and then you're going to be like, damn it. So Uncle Babby's out in the Alpha. Thunderdome, we got in the Merc. You have until Sunday 5 PM, Matt. Kendog, you will get it, don't worry. I know, stupid riddle. You must use that old age wisdom of yours. I'm sure you can work it out. Yeah. You can, like Uncle Babby, you can ask your spouse. Shaz says she helped him there. So feel free to chat to your wife and maybe she'll be able to be the brains of the family. What's funny is I've had a lot of guys who are using AI to try work it out, and I reverse engineered the riddle with AI, but they're still not getting the answer. So it's quite funny. I actually did do a little test beforehand. So AI is not going to help you. You must use real intelligence. As we see, first flying lap, Panic Potato is a big slide. We've got John, Porsche. Porsche, I think, is normally a little bit hard on tyres. Help a neighbour out here, Shaz. No, don't help, charge them. DM Shaz and Uncle Babby 500 Rand EFT, and then they might consider clues. I'm just scrolling through a field. We're about to go into the last sector. It's my favourite part of this track. This little uphill. Rather coming into these triple lefts as you get to the blue, just let off and let it coast, and then flat on the gas and it pulls you through so nicely. Checks in the post. We've got some Toyotas, more Porsches, Kalen in the Citroen, M Steel, Lambo, Ghost Killer in his Ferrari, it's become a trademark. Josh in the Honda, Jensen in the Lambo. Over the line we've got Panic Potato 26666. I don't know if that's healthy, but S&P 3 Pro. Panic Potato uses Slipstream and beat S&P by 0.023, and then S&P messes up his second attempt, so he's not going to improve. Kalen's gone a quarter of a second fastest, 26.4. Currently got Manny 4th place, Savvy 5th, Thunderdome 6th. Yeah, I was running hard 26.8, 26.7 on my few practice soft laps, and then qualifying came. I think I did 27.5 and then ran wide on my second lap. Never works out the way you plan it, but I'm sure Panic Potato can improve there, quarter of a second. It's a little bit like Mark Marquez using S&P 3 Pro for a tow. Quibbus says he started last, worked his way up to 4th, then hammered the wall into space, nevertheless enjoyed the race, and it disappeared before I could read the rest. Everyone's coming around to the last sector. Who's in front? Thunderdome, and I'm towing Uncle Babby, so we'll see Thunderdome first. Does he improve? No, he's going into the pits. Does Panic Potato improve? He does. He goes first. 26.232. Where's Kalen? Does Kalen improve? Kalen does not improve, so Panic Potato goes quickest. Kalen, S&P. We've got everyone jumping in the pits now. There's a minute before the race starts. They're all selecting their tyre strategies and going out, getting a little feel. So it looks like we've got a bit of a mix here. We've got Kalen on softs, we've got S&P on mediums, Manny on hards, Sean and Ghost Killer are still doing laps, Uncle Babby's gone on hards, Josh on hards, Kalen, still hards, Kalen hard, Panic Potato hard. I'm seeing lots of hards here. I think that was my preferred strategy. I just thought go out on hards, get them out the way. 10 laps, I ended up doing 11. I just wanted to try stretch it a bit, and then run softs, mediums as long as you can, and softs last about 6 laps. I did 7 to try to get an undercut, which worked. Jumped a couple of cars. We are 5 seconds away. Just before we start, shout out to our sponsors, TGN Racing Simulators. They're the proud sponsors of our mystery boxes. I'm staring at one part of the mystery box, but mystery box 1 with the riddles worth about 3,000 Rand. There's a box coming with other prizes to put in the 3 mystery boxes, probably arrive here tomorrow or Monday. And yeah, shout out to TGN. Then Rhino Utilities, Jacques up in Sanin, and then our friend DC Gaming's mom with Right Recruitment for all your recruitment needs. 5 lights, 6 lights, 7, 8, and away we go. Always count to 8. When you hit 8, you can let off the clutch. Admin trick. So we've got Panic Potato currently in the lead. S&P's got a brilliant launch. He's gone past Kalen. He's looking for first into turn 1. Porsche. Don't try launch the Suzuki. You lose 2 places every time. Front wheel drive. So S&P 3 Pro goes through. Panic Potato second. Kalen got it. Savvy. Contact with Savvy puts Kalen into the wall. He gets rear damage. That goes down to last. Savvy's in 13th. That's Tiana on pace violence. Very laggy tonight though, so we'll have to see what happened. Kalen's not going to be happy though. He's on the hard tyres with a bit of damage. We'll see how much that slows him down, but it's cost him about 10 seconds. S&P currently in the lead in the Porsche. Panic Potato second. Panic Potato's got Thunderdome on softs making a move, so Thunderdome's gone aggressive early on. He needs to make hay while the sun shines. So he goes up to second place. That Merc's a bit heavy on tyres, so realistically he's going to struggle to get a podium, even as quick as he is, but we never know what's going to happen. At least it's a track with a bit of a straight, so you can stretch the legs of the front-engined big Merc. You can see it doesn't want to turn, really oversteering. So S&P's got 7 tenths, then Thunderdome's got 3 tenths on Panic Potato, Sirius Hard's 5th, Yasteel Hard 6th, Sam Steele, Ghost Killer's on mediums, he needs to get a move on. Jensen Hards, Dynamic Sean's on softs in 10th place, Josh Qua Hards, Uncle Babby 13th. Kalen's decided to box and get rid of the Hards. Thought he might do that. I'm not sure what strategy. He's still going to be very stretched to only do one more stop. So what I expect, he's probably going to do like 2 mediums and a soft from here. Use that extra bit of tire to make up for the pit stop, but he would have lost. Lyric says hello. He's very angry about Kalen being in 14th. So S&P's opening a gap on his soft tires, in the lead now. Thunderdome in 2nd place on the softs. Panic Potato on hards, right behind in 3rd. He's got Sirius Sam on the mediums behind him. And you don't want to get in the way and cause an accident, but if you are on a harder compound and you're holding the racing line, it's always helpful because it uses up your opposition's softer tires and they can't make use of them. Does Panic Potato defend the inside, or does he just let Sam go through here? It's like Sam's bump drafting him to get closer to Thunderdome. No, not. Sam looks to the outside. Surprised he maybe was too close to get a decent toe. You need to 3 tenths, 2 tenths back, and it actually gives you a better slingshot. Superman currently on hards. He's 2nd of the hard runners behind Panic Potato. He's got Yasteel on hards, Ghost Killer on mediums, Jensen hards, Sam on hards. Then we've got Jean on softs. You can see how that Lambo enjoys eating them, although they're already on 3 laps and most guys only do 6. Josh in 7th, Uncle Babby got a half-second penalty. He's in 12th at the moment. I'm not sure what's happened to Uncle Babby on lap 1. Did he pit? No, he had a very slow lap 1. Savvy is 13th. He's battling there, I think, with that damage and the hard tyres. Kalen's 23 seconds behind him, 40 seconds off the lead after having to pit. S&P got the gap up to 1.4. Thunderdome on the Merc, you can see the tyre difference is already starting to take part. Thunderdome drifts and gets a half-second penalty, so easier if you're not paying attention. Superman on hards is now up to 3rd. Panic Potatoes dropped down, unfortunately. Still 4th in the hards. Ghost Killer on mediums 5th. Sam on mediums, and Panic Potato I think might have had contact because Panic Potato was 5 seconds slower that lap. As was Sam, who's got damage on the front. So I think Sam might have tried to make a move with the mediums and had contact with Panic Potato, and they've dropped from 3rd and 4th to 6th and 7th. Jensen's right in there. Matt saying first lap incident. I'm assuming that's for Uncle Babby. I was quite enjoying my pool 3 race earlier. I had 2 Sam cars in front of me, and then I managed to pass both of them just before my last pit stop. Felt like I was in pool 1, just seeing Sam colours in front. So shout out to the Sam guys. Sam Steele 10th, he's battling here. Little gap then back to Josh. Josh has been yo-yoing. He started I think in pool 4 or 5, made his way through. He's been in pool 1 a couple times. He's hanging on at the moment, but with Uncle Babby, Savvy and Kalen behind him, one person not in the lobby, that Josh is the last of the non-relegation places currently. Kalen fastest man on track, not surprising, on this mediums versus a couple of the other guys on softs. 26.9 last time around, is half a second slower than S&P was on his softs earlier, but he's dropped into 27.5s now, so you can see softs are great for 2 laps, and then you match the medium times, and then you actually end up slower than mediums if you go more than 6-7 laps. S&P 3 seconds ahead of Thunderdome. You can see Thunderdome's really battling to get that Merc turned in the left-handers. Superman 7 seconds off the lead. He's got Ghost Killer behind him, who's now flying on the mediums after all that chaos. You're still in 5th, just sitting there, doing good position with the hards. Panic Potato doesn't have to panic yet. He is on the hard tyres, so his next closest car on hards is Superman, who's only 2 seconds ahead of him. The guys on softs in 1st and 2nd, they're going to have to put the hards on later, which are much harder to get good lap times with, obviously. Kalen was 40 seconds behind. Let's go see how he's doing. He's got the gap down to 39 seconds now, only 18 seconds behind Xavier. It was 20 something just now. Xavier's 2 seconds a lap slower. He's all over the back of Uncle Baby, but both are on the hard tyres. That little Alpha can go long, so I'd expect to see Uncle Baby maybe pit a little bit earlier. You can see the lag there. I thought Xavier was about to clean him up, but the car shot forward. Thunderdome's had enough. After 5 laps, he's getting rid of those softs. That car is really hard on tyres. I mean, my Suzuki could do 6 laps before it got to that level, and I'm hard on tyres. So, Thunderdome goes on to medium, so he's the second person to stop. You'll see the difference between him and Kalen. Obviously, Kalen lost that 10 seconds when he got a nudge early on. Lag nudge, not sure, but you can see the gaps come down. It's only around 10 seconds now, so the time Kalen lost is still closing in. Both having pitted. Kalen obviously been on an unusual strategy at the moment. Back to the front, S&P now got 7 seconds over Ghost Killer. You can see that Ghost Killer was 6/10 quicker on the last lap. He's in the mediums. S&P's softs are finished. Porsche also quite hard on tyres, and his pace was great early on, 26.3, but then instantly 27.1, 27.5, 27.9. So definitely time to get rid of those softs for him. Is he in? Yes, he is. Quite a nice pit entrance. I don't think anyone would have gotten a 3-second penalty there. Gap came down already to 5.7. Ghost Killer goes through. He's in a great position. He's got Yastil on hards right behind him. They're currently the leaders of the hard group. Jensen's 4th on hards. Panic Potatoes had another bad lap somewhere. Lap 5 he did a 33 again, so he lost another 5 seconds. Still Serious Sam still got damage. He also had a bad lap on lap 5, so maybe they had a second to tussle with the two of them. You can just hear that shutter lag every now and again. Josh Qua now not pitted yet. He's up to P8. Uncle Babby 2 seconds back, P9. Savvy P10. S&P haven't pitted, P11. Thunderdome P12. Kalen going along nicely on his mediums. He's got Dynamic Sean behind him who's pitted it off the softs onto the medium, so he's with Kalen, but in reality Kalen's going to have to either take those tyres extremely long, which I doubt, or he's got to make an extra splash and dash for tyres pit stop. Back to the front, Ghost Killer's now taken the lead. He's got past Manny. Yastil's looking to go through. Who are we missing? I think S&P's pitted. So Ghost Killer leads. Nice to see the Ghost back in front. Yastil 2nd. Superman 3rd. Panic Potato 4th. Yes, Jensen 5th. Only 7 seconds off the lead on lap 8 actually. Already lap 8. Sam still 6th. Serious Sam 7th. Josh 8th. Uncle Baby 9th. Savvy 10th. S&P 11th. Thunderdome 12th. Kalen and John with fresh mediums, Kalen on old ones. So you can see Panic Potatoes obviously got through on Jensen on that last lap. setting great pace with the hards, 27.6. Only person who was slower then was Ghost Killer, who's on mediums, and that was only about 2/10. Ghost Killer takes up to 2.6 here. Steel's now opened a little bit of a gap on Manny. You can see Manny's tires on the Supra are slightly worse off. You're still doing your Steel things, having good wear on the Porsche, which is not surprising for him, but I'd have thought the Supra would have less wear, and your Steel's managed to get past and pull away. Panic Potato on the hards. These tires are still looking fairly reasonable. Jensen in 5th, nice little gap ahead and gap behind, so you can drive without getting distracted by the little squeaking sounds of cars sliding that aren't sliding. Sarah Sam's got a half-second penalty. He's going to have to serve. It's a horrendous place to serve it as well. It's through that little chicane, so as you're going in it hits the brakes for you. We've got a 7-second gap back to Josh. Uncle Babby's still stuck behind him in the Alpha. He's still just ahead of Savvy. S&P in 11th. We're now running mediums. Thunderdome running mediums. Kalen on his mediums that he's been on since lap 2. Still got 20 laps to go. Sarah Sam goes in. He's had enough. 9 laps. It's got that front damage. Going to pit a little bit early, get rid of the damage. I think it's costing him too much. Guys watching, let us know what pool you're in, how your race went. I'll keep an eye out there, give you a shout out. Ghost Killer up to 3 seconds. Love that little Ferrari GL4. Seals just pulling away slowly from Superman. Man on the move as expected. Panic Potatoes got the gap to the front down from 7 to 5.6 to 27.1 on lap 8. 27.5 last time around. The guys ahead are in the 28s and high 27s. You can see so Ghost Killers on the mediums. Steel and Manny on the hards. I expect them to maybe pit soon. You don't need to do more than 10 laps because you can do 11, 12 on the mediums, 5, 6 on the hards, softs. Vic, well done, pool 5 win. You're always quick, so you're bullying the pool 5 guys. You should be at least pool 3. So next week I expect to see top 4 in pool 4. Well done. Next week is round 9, which is the right recruitment special. DC Gaming, myself, we won't be in our manufacturers. More details of that will come probably tomorrow afternoon if I don't fall asleep again. Panic Potatoes just dropped off half a second on that last lap from the back of Superman. I just had a little slide or a track limits penalty. Jensen hanging in there 2.6 seconds further back. Sam Steele right with him. The two Sam Lambo GL4s. Uncle Babby, you can see how much better his tyres are. If I was Uncle Babby, I'd box and get rid of those hards. You can do, if his tyres are that much better, you can do 12 laps, 12, 13 laps on the medium and then 6, 7 on the hards. So softs. It's got a big queue behind him. Josh Quire, S&P, Thunderdome, Savvy, all queuing up on their mediums. Josh is on hards. So Uncle Baby got past them. As I was mentioning, he's coming in, it looks like. Does anyone else come in? Nope, the rest of the group goes through. Another lap for Josh. He's obviously worried about tyre wear later on. I think lap 10, 11 is the right lap to pit on hards. You can see Ghost Killer's 11 laps in and he's still on mediums. Pace is still decent, 28.5. Yeah, still 27.9. Manny 28.0. So at the moment the hard guys are just crossing over to being quicker than the mediums, which is two same cars together still. S&P's got past Josh and he's streaking away. A couple corners, 7/10. Thunderdome's also making a big dive up the inside. Mediums versus hards. Savvy's looking on the outside. Not a corner you want to be on the outside. Savvy and Josh running side by side there. It looks like Josh might have just backed out a little bit. You can see his car's lagging around a little. Ghost Killer on the mediums comes in, lap 12. So he's done 12 laps. I expect him to do 10 on hards and maybe 6 on softs. 7 on softs. Or 11 on hards. We'll see now. Ghost Killer's in. Yeah, Steele's come in as well behind him. 3 seconds further back. So Kalen's still going on his mediums. He's done 11 laps on them already. He's going to have to try and stretch those, but I don't see a huge point because he's going to then need to do even longer on the softs, which won't last. So do 11 soft, 6, 11 medium, 6 soft. Makes sense. Panic Potato's now in the lead with the other guys pitting. 8/10 ahead of Superman, who's also on hards. Pace guys, box for Manny. Sure he'll be in this lap. Lap 13 already. Jensen P3. All hard runners currently. S&P's currently the leader of the guys that haven't stopped yet. He's already been out for. This is his 7th lap on his mediums. So he's run softs, he's run mediums. After 13 laps. Matt says Nikki and Morne are my goats. And then he goes through again, another lap on the hards. You can see having run 6 laps already on mediums, Thunderdome's in the high 27s. If you look at Manny, he's in the mid to low 28s. So I'd get off them, run the mediums longer. And let's talk about running tyres down slowly. Where is Uncle Babby? He's pitted, he's got rid of the hards, he's on mediums now. He pitted on lap 11, it looks like. So he's flying along 27.8. So got Kalen, who must have pitted on the last lap, lap 13. So he's back down to 13th. Kalen for his second pit stop, he's still going to have to make one more, I think. Yeah, he's on softs and he hasn't fueled enough to do another 15 laps. So I think instead of doing 2 long stints on mediums and a short soft at the end, he's probably going to do 2 softs now. He did a longer medium and run 2 soft 6 laps. And then 15 laps, yeah, 7 laps, 8 laps on softs now. Panic Potato Manny finally going at the end of lap 14, so they've done almost half the race on the hards. This is doable, but let's see, they get undercut. S&P, who start on softs, we're looking for other guys that were with them, and yeah, Steele was, I think, on the hards early on. He's gone through. Steele and Manny go through on Panic Potato. Steele already has 2 laps on those mediums, but he has track position, which is always important here. It's quite hard to pass. Big group behind. Manny, then we've got Sam, just got ahead of Dynamic Jean. Panic Potato down to 9th. He needs to make some moves there. He's put on the mediums. So he's going to run softs at the short soft stint at the end. Right now, everything's shaken up. We're not quite sure who is where. Sam, John, Panic Potato, Citron, Lambo, Citron. And we've got Jensen, another Lamborghini. Still Sam, lost about a second to him on the pit stop. Uncle Babby 12th, Kalen in 13th, Savvy in 14th currently. Savvy, I think, has got enough to go to the end now. He pitted. When did he pit? He also ran hards till lap 13, so he's possibly got to pit again. Thunderdome is getting off his mediums. He's going on the hards now, I think. It's a bit early. No, geez, that Mercedes kills the tyre, so he's done 10 laps on mediums there. That front killed, so Mercedes, too much power, scrubs the tyres. He's going to do 14 lap stint to the end on hards. He'll probably kill the tyres on that as well. We saw the other guy still had tyre left after 14 laps. He's doing the reverse strategy. Thunderdome coming out just ahead of Kalen, just behind Kalen. Josh Coyle's in on the mediums, coming out on mediums. Savvy's coming through on him to turn 1. So I think everyone's pitted at least once. Some guys have pitted twice. Kalen's pitted twice, once though out of necessity after getting damage, bundled wide in turn 1. Got currently S&P leading by 10 seconds on the medium. He still has to put hards, I think. Driver of the day, Sting says Jensen and Uncle Babby. Well, we're still a long way to go. We'll see where it shakes out and how everyone's race has gone. Sam now pits to get rid of the softs. He's going to do 12 laps to the end. On mediums, you're still on the mediums. They still ran long, I think, on hard, so he's on mediums now, and he's going to run till, I think, lap 23 or 4, and then softs till the end. Ghost Killer's on hard, so he was on mediums, switched to the hard now, so he's going to struggle for the next 6 laps or so. He's got Manny all over him, who's on the softs now, so it's a pace on pace team orders here. Are we going to see anything? That's probably one of our closer battles in the top 10 at the moment. Manny might not even need team orders. That soft, hard overcut, and the way he's driving looks like he's going to have the inside. Gets it stopped, gets a turn there. So Manny goes up to 3rd on the softs. He needs to really fly for the next few laps. Did his best lap last time, 26.8. Kalen's done a 25.8 on the softs. That's insanely, stupidly fast. Ridiculous that he unfortunately got nudged off earlier. Possibly lag. Pretty sure it looked laggy to me, but we'll have to wait. Manny runs a little bit deep. Let's see, S&P just being consistent, doing what he needs to do on the mediums. He should be coming in shortly for softs, I think. I mean for hards. 11 laps to go. He's lost a second to Yastil on the last lap. Yastil been on the fresher mediums, so you can see his S&P's tyres off, rather put the hards on and do slightly quicker times. D-Man saying Toyota was a brave choice. Toyota used to always be the OP car, but nowadays not so much. Although on a race like this, I don't know what the tyre wear is like on the 86. The 86 used to be brilliant on tyre wear with a bit of top end deficit. I always enjoyed driving the FT1 in GR3, but everyone used to use Toyota, so I stopped a long time ago. I'm not sure how good bad they are now. Ghost Killer racing hards at the moment. He's got Panic Potato closing in on him. Panic's on mediums. Both have to go to the softs after this. Oh, sorry, Ghost Killer's already used softs, so Ghost Killer will go to mediums after this. Panic will go to softs. So Panic Potato does need to get through sooner than later. He's 11 seconds off the lead. You will be flying on that last stint. S&P is in now to go into hards. So 11 seconds ahead of Panic Potato. Panic both need to pit, but one will be on hards, one will be on softs. Does Panic get past Ghost Killer here? He's got a tyre advantage. He looks up the inside. Ghost Killer doesn't try to defend. Strategic. You know you're on the hard tyres versus a fast driver on the mediums. Don't waste time. Try and sit behind him and maybe get pulled along a little bit quicker for the next lap or two, which will help his race in for the podium. The way it's going, it looks like Panic is still on for a win here. Not guaranteed, but Yasteel is 3 seconds ahead of him. Both need to fit softs, so Manny is on the softs now. He's going to have to go to mediums on the last stint, a slightly longer stint. I think we're looking possibly Yasteel versus Panic at the moment. Similar pace. We'll go through the field. Kalen's up to 7th. He still needs to make another stop though. Quite a few guys behind him don't. But you can see he's probably in on this lap. You can see the drop of 25.8, 26.0, 26.6, 27.1. It's a little bit on the dust. So I think Kalen's racing more to stay in pool than to actually go for the win. Manny's into the pits on his softs. He's going to do 11 to the end. Kalen's going to come in. I think he's also going to have to probably do mediums. I don't think he'll do 10 laps on softs. He doesn't have enough fuel, so possibly could have put more fuel and done one more lap, but then he would have had to do 9 till the end anyway. So I expect Kalen to go into mediums, but there'll be a lot of cars around him that will be on hard, so he can still fight for that 11th and higher position to stay in pool 1. We've got Manny out on the mediums. Jean's coming through. Kalen drops to 13th. Sam's coming through. Not so much a 10 seconds. Kalen lost with the spin. It's more the having to do an extra pit stop that's really going to be a problem for him. 50 seconds off the lead. We do know the leaders still have to stop though, so that's our closest races. Realistically, with all these issues, he's probably only about 30 seconds off first after 20 laps. Panic Potato's got a time penalty, so he was flying. He's taken half a second out of Yasteel, but he's going to lose that now. Ghost Killer 2.4 further back. See Panic serve it there. Ghost Killer's on hard, so he's just going to be trying to hang on till the end. Yasteel's mediums are looking quite worn. Panics are still pretty good. On a front wheel drive Suzuki, I got 7 laps on the softs without them they dropped on the last lap, but 6 were pretty easy. So someone like Yasteel, who's a tyre whisperer, I think we might just see him pit on end of lap 22, worst case 23, to go into the softs. Panic, he also needs to go soft. He's got a bit more medium left, so he can afford to go 1 lap later though. Ghost Killer pitted till the end. Is he? No, he's still got to use softs. So he'll be pitting lap 23-4 to do 5 laps till the end as well on softs, I think. Or mediums. I think. Anyway, Jensen up to 4th, only 6.6 off the lead. He's on mediums. Sam Steele's dropped back to 4 seconds behind him now. They were very close early on. S&P, who I think has pitted till the end. Yep, he's on the hards now. He's 27 seconds off the lead. Just ahead of Uncle Babby, who's on the mediums. I think Babby still needs to pit for softs though. Savvy, I'm not sure if he has to pit. I think he does. Thunderdome has pitted till the end, but he's on hards, and Merkel, as you can see, has really worn them on 5-6 laps. Manny 10th, Josh 11th, Dynamic 12th, Sirius 13th, Kalen 14th place. It's all to play for. Kalen's on the mediums, Sam's on the hards. I don't think it's those two racing each other. It's more the guys ahead that start to stop, which we'll see whether the two of the fastest pace guys end up dropping a pool. Meanwhile, Yastil's gaps 3.5 after Panic served his penalty. It's possibly both boxing this lap, if not the next, for their softs, and then it's a sprint till the finish. Yastil doing a fantastic job in the Porsche. As I said, they seem to be quite heavy on tyres, so you can see his way is worse than Panic Potato, but he's got the position, no mistakes. Panic Potato had a couple incidents early on, I think, with Sam, or just both at the same time. We don't see what happened. Ghost Killer on his hards to the finish. He's in third. It's got Jensen right behind on mediums. You can see the tyre where Jensen might have to still stop for softs, I think. Same with Steel Sam. All the guys had to do a very long hard first stint. Okay, so no one's gone in yet. We'll watch the leaders. Gap down to 2.8 to Steel. He's really battling on tyres. I definitely expect him in this lap. Does he make me look silly? We'll see shortly. He's lost almost a second on this lap to Panic, who's on fresh mediums. Baby goes in on mediums. These guys are on their 23rd lap, so judging the fuel, they'll have to keep going up. I think Yassil's just decided to do the extra lap and make sure that he doesn't run out of tyres later on. Secunia, what category is that? It's GR4, the basically GT4 cars. Gap down to 2.3. We have a battle for the lead coming. Jensen's still all over the back of Ghost Killer. One compound softer tyres, but his tyres are wearing. 6 laps to go. If he wants, he's definitely got a pit. He doesn't have the fuel, so it looks like he's fighting for third, but in reality he's going to be coming in. Same with Sam Steele. S&P's fuel to the finish, so he'll jump up into the top 4. And as you see, so with 6 to go, Yastil and Panic Potato come in. Gap down to 2 seconds. Jensen goes through. He's lights on, but he's going to push one more lap out, so you'll have less time on the pits for fuel. But I don't know, I would have used rather had the extra lap on softs if it was me. Sam Steele also goes through with his light flashing, so both making me wrong. Ghost Killer pace on his hards, he's boxing, so the top, your realistic top 3 all coming in for softs. But I think it's going to be between Yastil and Panic at the moment. S&P goes through. Where's he gone? He's got ahead of Yastil, but he's on hards, so I didn't expect that. I thought he'd come out just behind them, but I think that extra lap they did. He's got track position, only a second ahead. Panic Potatoes made up all of that 2-second gap in the pits. Yastil, if he wants to win this, needs to get past Panic, S&P3 Pro as soon as possible, and hope he holds up Panic a little bit. I see a big lunge coming into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. There's your top 3 all together, although S&P is on the hards and the other 2 on the fresh softs. Send it, Yastil. He looks at it, doesn't make it through. S&P runs a bit deep. Yastil has to defend from Panic there. Jensen goes in now. Sam Steele should be in right behind him. Panic Potato flying, looking for the outside, inside line. He's got his nose here, but whether you get what happened to S&P there. S&P I think just drove wide. So S&P goes from first to third. Yastil's ahead of Panic. Panic I think backed off there. He might have touched Yastil, so he didn't go hold the position. He was on the inside. Nice clean driving it looked like. This 4th place battle here, Manny goes through, Jensen goes through, Thunderdome goes through, Ghost Killer, Sam Steele's still behind Jensen. Jensen's within a second, but he's on softs versus the guys on hards. Ghost Killer on his fresh softs, he's got the jump. Superman is on mediums. So everyone in the top 5 is pitted. I think top 8 are done. So let's see, Kalen's up to 11th at the moment. It looks like Savvy's 13th, Uncle Baby, Savvy 12th, Uncle Baby 13th, and Josh 14th. I'm not sure if anyone else has to pit, but pretty sure Kalen and Sam don't, so they've managed to make their way out of the drop zone. Subject to reviews and steward's decisions. If anything is up, I don't think Kalen will be in any, but we don't know what happened with Sam and Panic early on. So let's go look at the battle for the lead. It's Panic versus Yasteel still. 4 laps to go. Can Yasteel hold on? We'll get a good drive out this corner and then hug the inside all the way down to turn 1. Panic's right behind him, but if Yasteel holds the inside, it will make Panic, as I say, go for the outside. I don't know what the speed difference is, but if you can be within half a car length, you can just lay off the brake and hold the inside line into turn 1, which is exactly what Yasteel's doing. He's actually giving Panic quite a bit of space for a cutback there. So it's one less overtaking opportunity. If you don't make a mistake and you hug the turn, your main opportunities are turn 1 and then possibly the turn we're going through now, and then at the bottom of the uphill section, unless the guy makes a mistake. So these two have pulled away from S&P, who's on the hard tyres. He should be safe for the moment in third. Does have Ghost Killer coming at speed on the softs. Ghost Killer's got Superman on mediums behind him. Jensen's on softs. He's going to be looking to get into that top 5. Thunderdome on the old hards. He's been, I think Jensen's passed him. He's just hanging on to the end. We've got some skidding in front. I think it was just lag. Yasteel has a Panic Potato bumper ornament. Yasteel goes wide, unfortunately. Saves it, but I think that's going to be our battle for the lead. He's not too far off, 7/10, I think. If he could have just been a bit quicker, he might have been able to try and fight back at turn 1. Still a great job by Yasteel and Panic Potato. S&P safe in third, still gaps coming down, but only by a couple of tenths. He did a 27.9. Guys behind last time 26.666 for Ghost Killer. He's got past Manny. Sorry, he was already ahead of Manny, I think. Jensen's closing in on Manny, and he's fresh softs. Thunderdome up to 7th. I don't know if we'll say driver of the day, but Thunderdome bringing that car to 7th has been a great performance. Trust me, the Merc GR4 isn't fun to drive. I love the GR3. It would have been my manufacturer's choice, but I did, I think, an out lap and one flying lap in the Mercedes at or topless for round 1 when I was trying to pick what manufacturer I was going with, and this car put me off using my favorite GR4. It's so bad that I picked the Suzuki and have to deal with the Suzuki VGT GR3 instead. So yeah, great job Thunderdome. Sam Steele 8th, Jean 9th, Kalen's up to 10th now. He's got past Sam. Sam's on the hards. Savvy's closing in on Sam, down to 1.2 with 2 laps left. Sam's going to have to defend that if he wants to stay in pool 1. He was also our early championship leader. Uncle Baby 13th. Would have thought that Alpha would have done better, but he went very long on the hards. I'd have expected like a 9 on the hards, 13, 14 laps on the mediums, and then the remainder 6, 7 laps on softs. But Uncle Baby knows his car, so Josh Qua 14th, 26 laps in, and he's only 39 seconds off the lead, and his pool 1 guys are alien pace, so while it looks like he's hanging out at the back, he probably would be in the top 5 in pool 2. So Panic Potatoes opened the gap up to Yasteel, fastest lap last time around 25.7, Yasteel 26.9. His Porsche's eaten those soft tyres. He's just going to make it to the end. 28.0 from S&P, who's got Ghost Killer all over the back of him. Ghost Killer, as we look, is looking to get on the podium. S&P's left him the inside, but that turns into the outside for the tight hairpin. So smart driving by S&P there. Can he hold it? He gets a position into the corner, but Ghost Killer is looking up the inside and he's not fighting him too hard. Goes for the cutback. Nice battling between those two. Great driving by Ghost Killer. And actually, driver of the day is going to be tough here. You guys can give me your suggestions already. We're about to start the last lap, but Panic Potato had some incidents. He's come back from that to take the lead. He still made his way through. Great strategy, great driving, almost flawless drive. Ghost Killer up to third. Kalen into the top 10 after having to make an extra pit stop. Thunderdome, like I said, P7 in the Mercedes. Manny's currently P6. Ghost Killer defending from S&P on the last lap. After all this, these two are S&P on his hard tyres on the final stint, only 8 seconds off the lead. We've got the top 5 within 10 seconds. Jensen currently in 5th. Kendall's shouting it for Yasteel. Thunderdome holding on his dead hards. I don't think anyone else has had hards that were that worn, and he's only had them on for I think 11 laps, 12 laps. Does he hold on from Sam Steele? We're going to go check the front. Coming through to take another win is the Panic Potato 17 for Team TNR through the last little chicane. Don't want to lose it there on the last lap, but he's safe, 3.5 seconds ahead. Yasteel coming through P2. Yasteel looks happy with that. Oh, Panic spins. Does he go over the line? No, he doesn't. He does, sorry. Nope, he didn't. Oh my word. Yasteel gets the win, so Panic Potato is definitely going to get a unicorn for that. Laugh in the comments. GG's Potato. It's P2. I don't think I've seen that before in Pool 1. So, you let go of your wheel. Actually, funny enough, we had a two heat race here once, and I did that. I almost spun over the line. The car gets all tank slapperish, but Panic, you're definitely getting unicorns. But S&P held on to 4th, Jensen 5th, Superman is 6th, Thunderdome 7th. 3.7 second lead became a 0.3 second loss. We need a poop all emoji. So there's your top 8. Dynamic Jean held on from Kalen, P10. That was very unfortunate, the issue on the first lap. Panic, don't stress too much about that because it's only really 2 points difference between first and second. But man, that's a first. Savvy did get serious Sam on the last lap. Ended up in a second and a half ahead. Sam on those dead tyres. Uncle Babby 13th, Josh Quire 14th. So shout out to our drivers. I think I am going to stick with Yasteel for driver of the day. Special mention to pretty much everyone else. Great job by guys like S&P, Ghost Killer. Great. If it wasn't for Yasteel's drive, I'd give Ghost Killer driver of the day. 4 seconds off the win in the Ferrari, starting from further back. Thunderdome, like I was saying earlier, only 11 seconds off in that horrible car. And then Kalen, 21 seconds off, having to make an extra pit stop and losing 10 seconds in a spin. So well done, guys. Shout out again to the sponsors, TGN Racing. If you need any rigs, if you need a rig at your event, call TGN, Vanna. If you don't have the details, you can get them from me or just on the website. Right Recruitment. Next week it's a Right Recruitment special. Matt says, Potato, let Jesus take the wheel. And then Rhino Utilities. So thanks to all of them. Hope you guys had a good night. I didn't think we were going to do this at one stage with Kaz's network, but we got through it. I think Pool 2 crashed right at the end. I'm not sure. We'll have to go look back if the other guys had issues, but I know 4 made it. Right after we finished, I couldn't get on, so pull 3. I was lucky we finished about a minute before the network started acting up. Have a great week. We'll chat on Discord. Go figure out the riddle, Kendog, and anyone else who hasn't. It's going to hit you in the face. We'll see you guys soon.